everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Analyst. I'm your host Rishabh Jain, and today we are going to talk about these two teams, which you can see in my background: India versus Australia. Yes, it's the final of the ICC World Cup 2023, and the best teams are in the final. And one of the biggest facts is I think India is going to take the revenge of the 2003 World Cup final loss, where Australia defeated India by 125 runs. I will talk about that in the video later. But first to see what's the history in between these two teams, because it's gonna become really important that Australia and India are gonna be going toe to toe, because Australia is like when they started the tournament, they were not that much of a great of team, but now they have improved and they have made it to the final. So they would have done something different, and I'm going to talk about that in this video as well. So starting with, both the teams have faced each other 13 times in the World Cup, and 5 times India has been on the winning side, and Australia has been on the winning side for 8 times. But for the last 2 times, India has been completely dominating against Australia, whether it was this World Cup match, the first match where Australia and India faced each other, and India got Australia all out for 200 odd runs and chased down the total, not easily, but they gave a complete competition to the Australian bowling lineup. But before that, in 2019, India faced Australia in the league matches, and though they were not able to face each other in the semi-finals, but they were really, really close when India won the match. So you might remember MS Dhoni 6 against Mitchell Stark when he moved around and hit it on the leg side. With that being said, the main games, there were 3 main games which you need to look at. So first one, which I talked about, was 2003 final between India and Australia. Both the teams came completely dominating in the whole tournament, and both the best teams were facing each other, and Australia got better of India. With that being said, India was facing Australia in 2011 World Cup quarterfinal match, where if Australia would have won it, they would have cracked into the semi-finals. But India held their nerve better than Australia, and you might remember Yuvraj Singh innings where he outscored the Australian bowlers. Even was it Brett Lee or Sean Tate, he did not care, and he took India to the semi-finals against Pakistan. That was one of the innings. So if we see, the score is 1-all, because in 2003 Australia defeated India by 125 runs, but in 2011 India defeated them by 5 wickets. So it's 1-all, but Australia made it 2-1 when they faced India in the semi-final of 2015 World Cup, which happened in Australia itself. And they defeated India by 95 runs. And you might remember that shot by Virat Kohli, which he got out on when he was trying to pull the ball, and Mitchell Johnson had bowled him a short ball. And from there, the Indian team lost the match. But Indian team was really good in that season, in that tournament as well. But talking about today, India has been completely dominant in this World Cup. They have won 10 out of 10 matches, 9 matches in the league stage, and they defeated New Zealand in the semi-final. Talking about that, India started really well. They just started on the best start they could have ever get. And when Trent Bolt and Saudi lost their lines, Rohit Sharma got out early, but they continued the momentum, and Virat Kohli scored his 50th ODI century. Shreyas Iyer also scored a century, and KL Rahul played a really pretty handy innings that took India over to 397. But now, you usually don't think that the chasing teams will score these many runs in, like, when they're chasing in a semi-final. India got off to a pretty good start. They took 2 wickets of New Zealand, and New Zealand were like 2 for 40. And suddenly, they started building a partnership between Kane Williamson and Daryl Mitchell. And from there, when they reached around 220 runs, it was every Indian fan was scared, like, is it happening as the same which happened in the Test Championship final, where Ross Taylor and Kane Williamson were batting and batting and batting. Even that what was scaring the Indian fans. But Mohammad Shami came and took those two crucial wickets, which broke the momentum, and eventually we won the match with 70 runs. But talking about Australia, they're not coming from a bad part either. They started really well against South Africa. They took 4 wickets in no time, and when they started to dominate in the ball, South Africa counter-attacked with David Miller and Henry Claassen holding their nerves. But David Miller scored a century, took South Africa to a respectable score, but I think they fell short by 20 or 30 runs, which if they would have been there, I think South Africa would have pulled it out from Australia's hand in the second innings because Australia started well, but when South Africa started getting wickets in the middle overs, Australia got a pushback. So that's the main thing. If India can do the same thing with Australia, that they can take wickets in the middle overs and they can put the pressure either by playing a third spinner or like Siraj can come in and take some quick wickets. So that's what India will be aiming for. With that, so moving to the next topic now. Uh, what are the key players we are looking at? Virat Kohli, definitely. Gem of a player. He recently broke Sachin Tendulkar's record of 50 ODI centuries and in the semi-final itself. So he played in a big stage, and now Indian fans will be hoping that he plays the same way in the final as well, taking his team to another World Cup and making the history by winning his second World Cup. So Virat Kohli will be a player to look out for. India will be banking on him to score another century or like at least his runs coming in a winning cause of a World Cup. Then Hitman Sharma. Rohit Sharma has been tremendous in this World Cup. The way he's giving starts to the team with Shubman Gill. Both the players are doing an amazing partnership in the start and giving those crucial starts to India so that when Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer come in, they can bank on it and they can put more pressure on the bowlers. So one of the most underrated openers, I would say, of this World Cup, except like Quinton de Kock has been clearly been in the side of people, but Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill have been most underrated ones in this season, in this tournament. And then Mohammad Shami and Jasprit Bumrah. These also are working in a pair because when Bumrah starts to bowl from other end, Mohammad Shami comes and uses that pressure put by Bumrah on batters and take wickets. And that's what India would want in this final as well. Because if Indian bowlers are able to put pressure on Australian batters, it's India's game. Definitely it's India's game. And last but not the least, Siraj, as I told. I think Siraj will be a really big player to look out for tomorrow. If he plays, he would perform in the match, but it can be a good possibility that they might play Ashwin in place of Siraj because Ashwin has that better hand over the left-handers and especially Australian left-handers because David Warner, Travis Head, they are pretty like they don't have a pretty good record against Ashwin. So if India goes for a spin attack, you might see some really good bowling from India. But we would not have another pacer in hand. So that's the main problem India would be facing. So because we don't have a six bowling option, so either they have to change the whole combination with Surya Kumar Yadav coming out and Siraj coming out, or they can play Siraj by itself and they can give the same combination. Then talking about Australia, Steven Smith will be a really big player to look out for as well because he will give you that runs in the middle order when if the wickets fall early in the innings, and he and Labuschagne can make a partnership and get Australia to a good score. And from there, Maxwell and Josh Inglis can take over, but Steven Smith is the main key for both the top order and the lower middle order to perform. With then Adam Zampa, I guess. Adam Zampa will be a big player, another big player to look at because Zampa, he has performed really well in this World Cup, but the thing is, he did not get any wickets in the last match because South Africa tried to neutralize him. So I think if Adam Zampa picks out wickets in this match, Australia will be on a good chance of winning this World Cup. If not, India will be completely dominating because there is only one spinner, mainstream spinner, which if spinners are not getting any assistance on the pitch, I don't see Australia doing much very well on this in this match. Then David Warner, I think he will be playing his last ODI game now. So if he can perform in this match, it will be a fairy tale ending for him. That's what I think of David Warner in this match. If he can perform, if he can score a 50 or like 75, 80, and give that really good start to Australia, I think Australia is getting ahead of India. But not to rule out India. India can put the pressure, but it all depends on the toss. Who wins the toss? Because it's gonna be proper weather, so heated weather. So it will depend who will win the toss and do what. Then let's see. Mitchell Starc and Glenn Maxwell have been tremendous in this World Cup. Though Mitchell Starc, we have not seen the best of Mitchell Starc, but he's coming there. He took 3 wickets in the last match, so he will be very crucial with the ball in the starting overs. And if he is able to take wickets of Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, I think he's doing his job for Australia. So that's what Australia will be looking for. And Glenn Maxwell has been a key of a player because he has scored runs when Australia was down and out. So they will be looking at uh, Glenn Maxwell as a big time player. Then coming to the playing 11s, as I discussed, if India wants to go a three-spin attack, either they would have to remove Surya Kumar or Siraj. If they remove Surya Kumar Yadav, it's completely unfair on him because he has not gotten enough chances to prove himself. So, and you're even missing a batter in the whole batting lineup because it will be then 5 batters, two all-rounders, and like 4 bowlers. So that's, I think that should not be the best combination India will play. But I think they should stick to the same team. Then coming to Australia, Australia will be playing the same team. I don't see any changes in their playing 11. And then, as I told, like Ahmedabad, the conditions will be pretty hot and it will be humid as well. So the ball might not swing, but it can give assistance to spinners. Talking about Ahmedabad's record, the team who has won the toss and batted first has only won once, and the team who has won the toss and choose to bowling first or was bowling first has won 3 times. So if you choose to bowl first, you're doing like you're winning, I think, 60% of the match. But it's a final, so you need to restrict the opposition team by a good score so that you can chase it down when the lights are on and bowl might swing. So you need to be prepared for that condition as well. And coming to the winner, I think it will be a cutthroat competition. Both the teams will be there to give their best, their A game. So I don't know if both the teams who will gonna win, but it's gonna be a really good match. I'm banking on it. Like it's gonna be one of the biggest matches ever played, except England and New Zealand, which happened in the last World Cup. But I think both the teams have a good chance of winning, and may the best team win. So thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Keep subscribing, keep loving, keep liking the video, keep sharing it to your friends. And I'm loving how you're giving me so much love by subscribing to the channel and supporting me in the comment section. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video when the best team wins. So thank you guys. See you.